Hello, fellow leggers. You're joining us once again for another theatre trip. Theatre is beginning to happen.
It is socially distant, post-COVID theatre indoors.
And we're here to document it for you.
Yeah, we're right at the beginning of it. Now, let's just say the socially distanced queuing is fine when it's dry, but the queue is up the street outside.
It's a very long queue at the moment. For
this
this venue, we've been given specific times when we should be coming in.
Yes.
But anyway, let's talk about where we are. We're at the Bridge Theatre in London.
And we're here to see Beat the Devil. So, stick around to find out all of our thoughts.
Find out how many stars.
And whether it's break a leg
or leg it.
I've got fringe flop. What's going on?
Fringe flop going on.
I've tried to keep it up with a bit of extra hold spray.
This is what happens when we're outside, when we're in the elements.
It's like an occupational hazard, really.
It is chilly.
We're down from the beautiful. I wish you could see.
Well, we can. We can
over there,
we can
look.
just there. It's beautiful. Is it
it's
Tower?
such a great
Tower
setting.
Bridge?
This is Tower Bridge.
It's beautiful.
I mean, it's iconic. It's such a great setting.
And then just opposite Tower Bridge,
you're like
is
here,
the Bridge
Theatre.
So it's a lovely setting. It's one of my favourite venues.
Yeah,
you can
you love
almost
the
just
setting.
see just inside. There's lots of these little lights hanging down. It's just really nice and quaint and a brilliant theatre space.
And what it is, like you say, as a theatre space, is quite adaptable as a theatre space, which means they've managed to take out a lot of the seats to allow for social distancing. They're now running on only 250 seats at a capacity that is usually much more than that, but it's keeping us all safe. Now, Beat the Devil marks the first play in a repertoire season of 12 one-person plays during September and October, using, like I say, that flexible theatre to keep everybody socially distanced. And should you make a booking, and for any reason the government imposes restrictions which would disable the production from taking place, they'll automatically give you a refund.
Gotcha. I think this is quite smart, because if you want to put theatre on, putting on a big production with many company members poses a lot of problems in terms of bubbles, whereas with this, if it's just one cast member, it's just a monologue,
nice and simple.
Then that, I mean, you've still got to worry about crew and things, but you know.
But easier.
Absolutely.
Now, Beat the Devil is a 50-minute monologue written by Sir David Hare, in which he details his real-life, first-hand account of contracting coronavirus at the age of 72. His delirium of illness, mixed with fear, dreams, honest medicine, and dishonest politics, have created a monologue with furious urgency and power.
Interesting.
So you can't get more topical.
Absolutely.
Like, it's now. It's a piece about this age that we're living in.
You know, I guess for many people, COVID does seem very far away.
Yeah.
Like, I still don't know that many people who have had it or know people who have had it. So I guess this is going to bring it closer to actually what is that experience like.
Yeah. Now, Ray Fiennes is conveying Hare's monologue to the socially distanced audience. Fiennes has a list of credits as long as your arm in TV, film and theatre. His TV credits include Bernard and Doris and Rev. His film work includes his Academy Award nominated portrayal of Nazi war criminal Amon Guth and Steven Spielberg's Schindler's List.
Absolutely.
And he provided the voice of Ramses II in the animated movie musical Prince of Egypt, and of course he plays Lord Voldemort in the Harry Potter film series.
He's a legend. He's one of my favourite actors. Loved him since I saw him in, what did we see him in? Was it Richard III at the Almeida? I mean, and he made that Shakespearean language come alive.
He did.
He's an amazing actor.
He's lauded for his roles in Shakespeare plays, and we last saw him in Antony and Cleopatra at the National Theatre. We've got a review of that just up there that you can check out. Beat the Devil is directed by the former National Theatre artistic director and current artistic here at the Bridge, Nicholas Heitner, and it has design by the exquisite, faultless, can't go wrong, Bunny Christie.
Of course. They work, literally, Heitner and Bunny Christie.
Two peas in a pod.
He works with great team members.
He does. We love Bunny. Anyway, like I say, 50-minute monologue, no interval, guys.
So we'll be seeing you at the end?
It's a lunch break, basically, isn't it, this? We'll catch you at the end to tell you all of our thoughts, what our experience is like here at the Bridge with regards to those coronavirus safety measures, and of course, we'll give you our star rating.
We've come to the end of Beat the Devil, 50 minutes straight through.
And before we go any further, we must say thank
you to Matinee
Mike, our lovely fellow legger that helped us get these tickets in the first place.
Thank you, fellow legger.
Thank you. There are still some tickets available, although shows are selling out. So
I had a quick look through, and it was pretty much all sold out. I think there were 2 performances where there was limited availability.
But today, Tix are doing a daily rush, £15 a ticket, but you need to get in early. I don't think there's many seats available through the rush. I mean, why would there be? There's not many seats available in the freaking auditorium.
So should we talk about COVID secure?
Yes.
So how secure were we? This is the first time I've seen they do the usual thing of having sanitizer, face mask, all that.
Face mask
when you go in, there's 2 spots on the floor, and they say, okay, stand on the spots, we're going to take your temperature. And I was waiting for a gun or something, and I was just standing there. It's like airport security. They said, oh, just look up there. Up in the roof, there's like some kind of camera, thermal camera, which is linked to a laptop on the side, where they're able to tell the temperature, make sure you're okay.
Yeah, so
first time I've seen that.
You get the nod from someone off to one side,
so
and you don't have anybody get anywhere near you.
And the same stuff, it's a nice spaced out venue. They're running on a limited capacity, so there's plenty of space for you to be able to move around.
On the floor, going down the stairs, up the stairs. During exit, we were all taken out of different exits.
Nice big signs that used to say, like, cameras are phones away, now say, please wear a mask. Yeah. So everyone has a mask, so it's really safe. I felt secure.
Yeah, I did too, and they are really hot on it. I mean, I did see at one point, it looked to me, somebody took their mask off, and the usher was underneath them with the sign in their faces.
Saw that as well.
Quite aggressively. But I mean, we've got to be secure.
Absolutely.
Now, if theatre is going to come back and it's going to be justifiable to operate like this, we need people to be taking all of the precautions they can. The future of theatre is literally in our hands. If you're gonna flaunt the rules, then get out. Like, this is the new bad etiquette. It's, forget your rustling or using your phone. If you're not going to follow the rules, it's bad etiquette. If you're not wearing your mask, we ain't got time for you.
And obviously there are going to be exceptions, but I think
we're medically exempt.
Absolutely.
I mean. But I don't even think here, because they were saying it's mandatory. They weren't making it mandatory except for, it's a bit sad because it's saying if you can't wear a mask, then maybe theatre isn't open to you at the moment. But who knows how that might change.
I'm not sure if you work for the theatre and you can clarify for that, let us know down below. Because this is such a diverse space as well. I think I was saying to Lega Simon, it's so adaptable. They can literally take out the seats. They've removed entire rows. And the seats in between, so you are segregated in your seat. There is no opportunity for someone to slide over into your space because they've removed the seating, because they can do that here.
So in terms of COVID secure,
very good.
I can't fault it. Like I say, I keep saying it, guys. If you've been eating out to helping out, then you're a lot safer here than you would be in a restaurant, because you can't eat with a mask on. It's safer, I think.
So, beat the devil.
Yes,
Should we talk about the piece first of all?
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's exposing in the way that it should and laying out very clearly the shortcomings of the Tory government in charge of leading us through this global pandemic, and the fact that it's irrefutable with the evidence that we have now to be able to see and to be able to show that they it up. Like, what
I'm gonna
more
have
do
to
you
beep
want?
that out now,
I mean, you can beep it out, but it's probably not. I'm so passionate about how I feel about
really? I've never noticed you being passionate about anything.
About this government. I think there's going to be a few F-bombs here. I'm just warning you.
Guard them where you can.
I can't help myself because.
Okay, so you tapped into the political side, which is interesting because it is very political. I think for me, it's very political. It's very personal. It's also very educational, just about someone's journey going through COVID.
Because you said at the beginning, we don't know anybody really that we can have that first-hand account of having coronavirus. I mean, we've been quite lucky, and I'm sure there's people watching that haven't been so lucky.
And this is someone's experience who experienced it quite bad but didn't go into hospital. So again, there's varying levels of how people have experienced this to not at all. This is someone who did experience it. It's really interesting to get that insight. Also interesting just on how their perception of life changed. I think coming out of something that is almost like a near-death experience, or where you're taken to the brink of delusion and just what is going on with my body, and realizing that actually we're on quite a frail existence, and coming out of that.
Grateful for every day. The universe, the line was political. Grateful that the universe is hosting me for another day.
Absolutely. And so on many different levels, I thought actually is really insight, a real interesting commentary on something right now that is happening. I loved as well that it was 50 minutes long, including the bow as well. monologues in its entirety, so it moves along really fast. It's almost made of little snippets, little segregated, little paragraphy monologues.
It's like someone recounting a day-by-day experience, but like,
each one has a point.
day 16,
each one is going
whatever.
somewhere. Each one almost has a bit of a punchline, so it's like we're getting somewhere. And like I say, in terms of educational, it was I came out feeling as if I had learned, I had experienced an experience, and I felt okay. I feel like a more educated and cultured person just from this experience, seeing this point of view.
Highlight,
and that's exactly it. It's making a commentary and giving a different point of view, and for that, I loved this piece and the writing of it.
I would also say that they made interesting regards on being free of the virus being like an exorcism. It's sort of invading your body like a third party, almost like a demonic possession, and when you are free of it, feeling exercised. And the beat the devil thing, which closes the show, I've now realised I've got to beat the devil. For me, it's bring down the Tories.
There was a lot of parallels. There was lots of...
The exorcism we need to have as a country is to remove these people that are completely incompetent, moronic, liars, that couldn't organise a piss-up in a brewery, let alone steer us through a global pandemic. The time has come to rid ourselves from this disgusting parliament that we have.
I think the line was, I don't have survivor's guilt, I have survivor's rage. And it's almost as if he's impassioned, he's raged now, and he's seeing disparity, and it makes him angry, this character. But anyway, that's the piece.
Every Tory MP for
very,
me
very political
should
piece.
come and see this piece to get an insight about what people may feel should they have experienced an illness which could have been better controlled.
And it also talks about almost this fake news idea. It talks about Trump. It talks about political spin, I guess, within that. So really good stuff, all packed into this 50 minutes,
which was hilarious as well.
Which is really funny.
I've got to say,
should we come down to the delivery then as well? Because I think it's.
Let's talk about.
And it's funny. It's not heavy, just heavy. He's so good, and this just maybe. I mean, so there's a number of things. His connection with an audience. We were lucky because we were in the front row.
So
just off to the side. It's a bit of a on you.
It's a thrust.
So he connects so well.
But I mean,
he looked into the white of my eyes. He was looking into my eyes.
He was looking at me.
He connected. I believe he connected to every single member of the audience through the piece.
Yeah.
He looked so the connection is there.
Yeah.
His pacing is beautiful in his delivery of speech. He waits. He listens when the audience is laughing. He's with us, and but he's not trying to be funny. He's continuously playing the truth of the character and the text.
And I mean, the privilege of seeing this a 50-minute performance as a monologue is really getting to experience in such intimacy the craft that this man has. It is, I would call it a privilege to be in his company.
Yes,
like that is how it feels. It feels like you are getting an experience there of one of the finest actors of our generation.
The finest
maybe one of the finest stage actors of all time, and you are getting one-to-one connection with him. It just seems to me...
He was speaking to me.
It's worth it just to be breathing through a mask the same air as that guy.
Now, there's sometimes when I think we go and see big names and you're like, okay, we're just here for the name. Actually, what you didn't earn that. Your name precedes you, but he earned it. He showed why he is who he is, and what he does, and why he does that so well.
Break a Leg's nomination.
Hell yes!
Yeah, best actor in a play, I guess you could call it that, although loosely. For Ray Fiennes in Beat the Devil here at the British Theatre.
Yeah, and absolutely.
Boom.
It was nice to see him in a modern piece as well. I don't think I've seen it such a
Shakespearean text, you mean? Like
yeah, do you know what I mean? It's such a noun piece.
Yeah.
Let's look at other elements. Some nice underscoring.
Yeah, the sound design was good. There's no program, although I believe you can purchase a playtext through the website if you were interested in doing that.
Bunny Christie on design, set. Not much there.
I mean, there isn't. I mean, it's design in name alone for me. You know, like I thought, could anybody have done this set? Yeah, do you know what? Probably they could. But you know, it's Bunny keeping relevant, keeping busy, which is really, really great. But it's a static. It's a table, a chair, a few items, and a light box, and that's it.
Which I think is kind of what it needs to be for this.
It
doesn't need bells and whistles.
The words need to be the centre of it. If you had any more production, you would completely undermine.
It's about the individual in the the space, telling that story to us without the bells and whistles.
Which is fine.
Plus, also thinking,
but you get Olivia Woodward and Bunny Christie to do that table.
And plus,
if you can, why not?
If they're going into rep, if they're going to be different stories, then you need an adaptable space. If you've got lots of stuff to move in and out, then that becomes hard work. And in this environment of COVID, then that's more logistics.
Let's talk about Nick Heitner's direction.
Perfect.
I mean, when you're working with someone of the caliber of I imagine he makes it quite easy for you, right?
Well, it's difficult to know. Because when a performance is good, we always say it's the actor. The actor's brilliant.
I know.
And we don't know how much has gone into that collaboration.
I mean, I know from working with some actors, they make a director's life really difficult. I'm not looking at anybody in particular here, but if they've got ability, then you can take your foot off the gas a little bit, which I imagine Nick has been able to, trust Rafe, and he's many years, at least as much experience as Nick, if not more.
Absolutely.
Probably.
But I imagine it's a partnership. Yeah. It's a beautiful collaborative partnership to each bring out the other. The actor has to trust. He can't come out of his body to see what he is doing in the space, and to put his trust in Nick in terms of what is being seen and what is being heard through the inflections and the understanding of the text and where is this going and what is funny and what isn't.
I would want to know.
Do you know what I mean?
I've got questions. I want to know if Rafe had spent any time with David. I mean, he's literally right over there, so we could call him over and ask, but let's not. Well done, buddy. Doing fantastic. We loved it.
We loved you.
So
Rafe's
much.
just over there in case you're wondering.
Really nice if we move out of the way, will you just say hello?
Hello.
The amazing Rafe Fiennes. If you can get tickets, come to the bridge and see Beat the Devil. Thank you so much. Bye. Have a great run.
Well, what are the chances? It's the second time we've met him, actually. I've met him. But
I absolutely, like I say, I would like to know, how much time did he spend with him?
Hey, Ray!
Can't call him. Can't call him over.
Can't. He's got a funky mask as well.
But yeah, what a nice guy.
Any other production things? You talked about direction. I just want to say, it's great that theatre's going on.
Yeah.
Well done, Nick.
And theatre has a place because, like I say, I think you would, if I saw this on TV, I would feel a disconnect from the message that it was having.
I don't know, but I think this should be made. I was thinking this should be made into one of those talking heads, not talking head, but should be put on
same
telly.
Air as this.
It's a really important message, actually.
It's home a lot better, I think. Anyway, let's.
You're probably wondering how many stars we are going to give.
With Rafe, sorry.
Beat the Devil.
Beat the Devil here at the Bridge Theatre. We are going to give 5.
5 stars.
Yeah,
Beat the Devil. Absolutely brilliant.
Faultless. Do you know what? I think if you were a hard right-leaning person, you might take chagrin with some of the themes and the criticism it has of a government that we have voted in as a country. Because this stiff upper lip thing when you're British, you sort of feel like, well, we've made these decisions and we've got to stick with them and we can't be critical of them because we can't be wrong. The British patriotism of it all. Whereas in reality, do you know what? We're a sinking ship now as a country, and we're about to go off the cliff edge of Brexit. And in my opinion, it's no less than we deserve.
And it's interesting that the political side really resonated with you. And I think, regardless of your political standings, it's just. Theatre is about seeing a different point of view, a different story, a different narrative, whether you agree or not. And I found that really interesting, seeing either side, just someone's journey, someone's thinking, someone's experiences beautifully articulated in the writing and through the performance was just a real joy and what theatre should be.
Yeah.
And I applaud it for that, and I love it for that.
Absolutely. If you can get the chance to come and see it, guys, do so.
And
you're never going to be. We were lucky at Anthony and Cleopatra, we were front row as well. We get quite
really
spoiled.
Lucky.
But you're not going to get a lot of opportunities to get this performance by such a great actor. Make the most of it whilst you can. This is your chance.
But hey, that is totally just what I think.
It's just what I think. What do you think? Why not let us know down below?
If you're able to come and see this, let us know. Or hopefully there's a future incarnation of this in some other. I hope they televise it. I think they should.
Other shows here, they're doing the Talking Heads that Nick Heitner directed for TV live as well. You've got a real diverse group,
which is really good to see
here at the Bridge, which is also fantastic. So please support if you can, and if you like us and what we do and you want to see more of what theatre is like in the post-coronavirus age and what is out there for you to be entertained with, subscribe, hit the notification bell, you'll be the first to find out.
Absolutely. Anyway, we are the Break Leggers.
We'll catch you again soon.
Bye.